That is not doing your work.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Midday Motivation, the Tuesday Election Day edition of the Midday Motivation. Make sure you go vote if you haven't already. Make sure you go vote. We'll be going over to the polling station here in a little while and drop off our ballots.
Drop off your what?
Drop off our ballots. We'll be dropping those off. Good morning, Miss Bonnie. Good morning, Deacon Chandler. Good morning, Larry and Nia. And good morning, Miss Candace. Hello, little lady. Minister Daisy. Yeah. Minister Daisy. Sister Angie. And Miss Erlene. If you're determined if you're voting or you've already voted, put a boom, boom in the comment feed. 3 booms. Boom, 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 just like that.
Right,
or 3 Starbursts, whichever you prefer, while First Lady eats her
I'm done now.
Cheese curls. I don't like cheese curls. I like cheese doodles. 3 booms. Come on, everybody. Huh?
I prefer cheese curls.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Cheese doodles are too hard.
I'm a doodle. You're a curl.
Speaking of curls, popping today.
Can you see what I'm doing? Hey there. All the people that have voted or going to vote today, go ahead and put 3 booms in there. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. Yeah. Good to see it. No endorsements here. No endorsements at all. Just want you to go vote, pray, and do your own research.
That's it.
I was finishing up some research or doing some research again last night on some folks and on some issues. So do your own research, pray, and then go vote. Simple as that.
So simple.
Simple as
really wasn't that simple.
What's really?
Dipsy Doodles.
Sister. Barbecue. That's my boy Bill Cosby would say. Barbecue Dipsy Doodles are where it's at. But when it comes to the cheese flavored snacks, I'm a cheese doodle. I don't like the cheese curl. Cheese ball, just cheese doodle. I want the, not the.
You want the, and not the. Okay. Help us, Lord God. Help us today.
Oh boy! While you are voting, you are praying to who to vote for and what to vote for, but you're also praying for our country.
Yes, definitely that. Knowing that God is still in control.
He's in control. Yep. Keep praying. Don't stop praying. Don't say, well, I'm going to just vote and then let the chips fall where they may. Nah, you go and vote.
Yes, Kevin. The plain one's for me.
See, she's a curl. She's a plain. And I'm a doodle. And I'm a barbecue.
You're a barbecue doodle.
I'm a barbecue doodle. Cheese and Dipsy. Not like Nipsey.
See, you be taking like this be the line, and we are fine.
And you love it.
And then you go here.
And I make her laugh, and she likes to laugh, and therefore she's been with me 21 plus years of marriage. And we still together. Get off of me. All right. I told her one day she gonna let me hold her teeth.
No, stop saying that. That's so disgusting.
There's a joke about that. I gotta tell y'all this joke.
No, you don't.
I do. I gotta tell you.
They want to be motivated.
Why I say that? They're being motivated. They're laughing and having a great time on Midday Motivation. Listen, somebody might find out some news that they don't like this evening. Somebody they ain't want to win is going to win, and somebody that they wanted to lose is going to lose. You know, it's cool.
Come on. We always win. Regardless of who's in the White House.
Or the Congress.
Or the Congress House. Or
Capitol.
Or anywhere.
Anywhere. We always
win.
So the guy.
God, now more than ever, I need y'all to catch that. We always win.
I can't tell my joke now. You didn't win all spiritual.
We always
win. Go on.
Tell your joke.
Go on, spiritual Susie.
Tell you
spiritual Susie. Go on with your joke. Go on with your spirit. Your spirit. Ha la 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 la.
Spirit.
Shonda LaBouche.
Spiritus. Spiritui or spiritum.
Spiritus.
Spiritus. Come on, what's that Latin word? Challenge, kids.
They're doing Latin, and we were testing them. I was testing one. She was testing some of the other ones. I ain't have a clue. You know Latin? Seminary, we did Greek, and I can't even remember all of that. But that's okay. Thank God for BlueLetterBible.com.
It's a blessing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the book of Job. Or as some people say, Job. Yes, some people call it Job.
Like some people say 1 Corinthians.
No, it's 2 Corinthians.
Or 2 Corinthians. Now, just because they say it don't mean it's right.
You do know.
Sorry, Mama.
But you do know a lot of people years ago would say that. Like they say the Johns, they say 1 eye, 2 eye, and 3 eye John. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about older black folk. Yep, in the country. It's 1 eye John. Okay, the book of Job. We're in dealing with chapter 34. Excuse me, chapter 35 is where we're at, where we are. Chapter 35. This is a guy named Elihu, a young man who is talking to Job and these 3 friends. He is a younger guy. So he's been here and he's just been allowing them to talk. Y'all go ahead and say what y'all want to say. Y'all sound crazy.
Now, I wanted to say this today because I thought about it afterwards. Sometimes we negate the young people who are in our presence. Yes. And the young people in our presence hear the foolishness that we say sometimes. And so it's mindful that we not
3 booms if you vote. No, already
that
voted.
We are careful about what we say. We should always just be trying to say the right thing and not try to silence the voices of the young people.
Amen. I said something one day. Aubrey said something. She was like, "You said that, Daddy?"
I remember that.
I said,
I don't say that.
She said, "Yes, you do." I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay. I shouldn't say that. Don't say that, y'all." I didn't cuss. I just said something we don't want the kids to say.
That's right.
All right, here we go. We're in chapter 35.
Sweetie 5.
And so again, it's Hebrew poetry, so we won't read every verse. Boom times 3. He's talking to them. He's really aiming his argument, if you will, soliloquy maybe, towards Job. Okay, and this time, watch what he says. Beginning in verse 1, chapter 35. It says, "Moreover, Elihu answered and said, do you think this is right? Do you say, my righteousness is more than God's? For you say, what advantage will it be to you?" And you is God. "What profit shall I have more than if I have sinned?" Now, this is where he's basically calling Job self-righteous. He's saying, you think you holier than thou, you think you better than everybody else, like you ain't never done nothing wrong or whatever. That's kind of where he's coming from, where he's suggesting that Job is coming from. Skip down to verse 13, chapter 35, verse 13. It says, "Surely God will not listen to empty talk, nor will the Almighty regard it." Now remember, he's defending God. Now remember, we don't defend God. We defend the gospel, but we don't defend God. God didn't need us to defend him. Just realize you guys both got on great. Verse 13, "Surely God will not listen to empty talk, nor will the Almighty regard it. Although you say you do not see him, yet justice is before him, and you must wait for him. And now, because he has not punished in his anger, nor taken much notice of folly, therefore Job opens his mouth in vain. He multiplies words without knowledge." So he's coming at Job. You saying all of this, and you don't know what you're talking about, man. You have no idea, no earthly idea, as it were. You don't know what you're talking about. You're saying you're self-righteous. You're saying you're all this and all that, but you're really not. Now, he's not accusing Job of doing wrong, as his friends were, and saying you're being punished, he's accusing Job for saying, how can you say you've done nothing wrong? How can you say you are so right? Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying you're not right. All right. He's not saying you have sinned and God is punishing you. What I am saying is, Job, you can't sit up here and say you got it all together. You all that in a bag of chips, soda with a straw. All right. You ain't all that. Okay. Let's go on over to chapter 36 of the book of Job. Chapter 36. Now watch what Elihu says. Elihu also preceded and said, bear with me a little and I will show you. Right here. Elihu, my boy. Elihu, bear with me. Let me learn you something. Okay?
Let me learn.
Bear with me a little and I will show you. Watch what he says. That there are yet words to speak on God's behalf. Hold up, wait a minute, flag on the play. How you gonna speak on God's behalf? You just called Job being self-righteous. How you gonna speak on God's behalf? Go ahead. Now remember, this is not like he's giving a word from the Lord. This is him saying, God, I got it. Let me tell you something. That's not, we don't have to defend God. God is more than capable to defend himself, right? Now, God is more than capable to be God. Well, he's God, okay? And so he's saying, now what he goes on to say is he talks about God's goodness. All right. Now, it's one thing to say, well, let me speak to you on God's behalf. Let me tell you how. Well, it's another thing to say, well, let me share with you how good God is. See the difference? See the difference in that? When I'm speaking to you on Dina's behalf, it's as if Dina wants to say this, but I'm going to say it for her. She's on trial and I'm her lawyer. And I'm going to speak for her. She can't speak, so I'm going to say it. And so he's saying God can't speak, so let me say this. All right. Listen, he says, I will fetch my knowledge from afar. I will ascribe righteousness to my maker. For truly my words are not false. One who is perfect in knowledge is with you. He's sounding like God would sound.
Right.
Listen to the voice. Listen to the voice of God. I am the Almighty. You see the difference, that if he was just sharing with him the goodness of God. Now let's slide in a little bit to verse 22. It says, behold, God is exalted by his power. Who teaches like him? You hear the difference in the tone? Behold, God is exalted by his power. What?
I just thought about us, just church folk. When we trying to speak, when we go from regular talk to now we praying in front of the people.
Oh, yeah.
We change our voice. Or when preachers get to the part where they feel their help coming on, they shift their whole way of preaching.
Yep, we sure do. I just hit my leg on the left.
That's what you get. God is speaking on my behalf.
Joker, it hurt too. You just snort.
Okay.
Let's get back
to Job.
Oh, Elihu, my boy. Behold, verse 22. Behold, God is exalted by his power. Who teaches like him? Who has assigned him his way? Or who has said, you have done wrong? In other words, who has told God, you wrong? Now, that's not too far-fetched, because if any of us have been in a tough situation, sometimes we can blame God. We can, God, you are not right. This is wrong, Lord. This is wrong. What you have done is wrong. You know what I mean? Some of us, we can fall into that trap of saying the Lord is wrong. All right. But the truth of it is, Is there any wrong in God? Nah.
Nothing.
Every good and perfect gift, the Bible says, coming from above. All right, comes from him. Or who has said you have done wrong? Verse 24. Remember to magnify his work, of which men have sung. Everyone has seen it. Man looks on it from afar. Behold, watch this. God is great, and we do not know him, nor can the number of his years be discovered. Translation: God is bigger than us. Yep. You see how it went. The what he said is accurate in testifying of God's majesty. The way he started this thing off and saying, "Let me speak on God's behalf." Nah, you can just testify of his greatness and his grandeur, as Dr. Cosby would say, of his greatness and his grandeur and his glory. You can testify of his majesty and his might. You can testify about who God really is, and not try to let me speak because God can't speak for himself. Oh, he can. The reason we're all here is because he spoke.
God has spoken. Let the church.
That wasn't even me. See, you talking about me. Here's the line. You just go right here. All right. Then we get into chapter 37. We're going to finish up with chapter 37 today. This is where in these first 13 verses, he's really speaking about creation and what God has done. We'll kind of skip around. At this also, my heart trembles and leaps from its place. Hear attentively the thunder of his voice and the rumbling that comes from his mouth. He sends it forth under the whole heaven, his lightning to the ends of the earth. After it, a voice roars, his thunder, and with his majestic voice, and he does not restrain them when his voice is heard. Skip down to verse 10. By the breath of God, ice is given, and the broad waters are frozen. Also with moisture, he saturates the thick clouds. He scatters his bright clouds, and they swirl about, being turned by his guidance. So God creates all of this. God is in charge of all of this, right? This is not just something that's just haphazardly happened. Hey, good morning, Dr. Candy, and all that. God is really in absolute charge of everything, even the most smallest thing. The speed of the growth of a grass blade, God is in charge of it. When you think of that, it would be torture for somebody to say, I want you to go outside and watch the grass grow. We had to do that in basic training. They wanted us to do something stupid. Go out there and watch the grass grow, or cut the grass with scissors. We had to do that too. I wasn't a part of that group, but we had to sit there and watch the grass grow. Now, here's the truth of it is God knows the speed of the grass. God knows how the grass is growing right now. You all have seen those time-lapse videos.
Not only does he know, but he has caused it to grow at the speed
that
it's growing.
He orchestrates it. Absolutely. 23 years. Verse 13, he causes it to come. Verse 12. They swirl about, being turned by his guidance, that they may do whatever he commands them on the face of the whole earth. He causes it to come, whether for correction or for his land or for mercy. Verse 14.
Come on. Did somebody catch that for today?
Mm-hmm.
For today, regardless, he causes it to come, whether for correction,
some people do, but
or for his land or for mercy. That's all.
Go ahead. You want to work on that? Go ahead.
I don't, because you ain't got no more minutes.
I think they give you 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Nah.
It's election day. Go ahead.
It's election day.
Verse 14. Listen to this, O Job. Stand still and consider the wondrous works of God. Now, he's going to ask Job 2 questions, and we're going to finish. These 2 questions sound very stupid coming from us, but these are actually questions that God will and can ask. Do you know, verse 15, when God displaces men, and causes the light of his cloud to shine. Verse 16, do you know how the clouds are balanced? Those wondrous works of him who is perfect in knowledge. Those are questions that God can ask, right? If we ask, do you know that I did this? Or do you know that I did that? We can't say that. But God can say to us, unless he's going to say, where were you when I did such and such and such? Where, what was you doing when I was waking people up this morning? What was you doing when I made the cloud go this way instead of that way? What were you doing? I'm in charge of all of this. All you know is what's going on with you right now, but I'm in charge of all of this. I'm in charge of all of this. And I got this. I got it. I got it. I'm going to have it, and I've always had it. He who was, is, and is to come. God is absolutely in charge. To the glory of the Father. Verse 24, therefore men fear him or reverence him. He shows no partiality to any who are wise of heart. God's got you. And me too, and you too, and you too. He's got you. Amen.
Some people blame God for the death of the loved one.
Amen. All right, guys. Praise the Lord. We'll be back tonight for Pause for Power as we walk through the book of Genesis. When I said that Sunday, it just really
And then did you begin to think how we've gone through what? Esther, Nehemiah,
Job.
It started off with
Philippians.
Yeah. So
Philippians and Ephesians.
Come on. So if nothing else, there's plenty else, but you in a Bible teaching church. Okay. You could definitely check the box. Bible teaching, spirit filled.
Man, we go through 3 books of the Bible simultaneously. Wow. That's a lot.
That's good though.
I've never been in a place like this. Ever.
None of us have.
No, just going through a book of the Bible other than just one at one time.
Right.
Never have. Even Sundays and Bible study. You know
yes, we do, Kevin. Trustee Brown. Yes, we do.
His name's Kevin.
It is Kevin. Sometimes I don't know. We'll call people by this.
Yes, they do. Kevin,
Trustee Brown, Dr. Candy, Deacon so-and-so. Y'all know who y'all are. You know who I'm talking about. There we go.
You know I meant. Joking the military.
I'm gonna call 50 people.
That's right.
Call all the other children except for you.
That's right.
And you still better come.
Yep.
You know who I'm talking
In the military, they would say, hey, you in the boots. Everybody got on boots. Hey, you in the green. Everybody got on green. It's like, I called you. Get over here. Okay. All right. We're going. 7:00 tonight. Pause for Power. We're continuing to walk through the book. See, my mama named me Kevin. Kevin is fine. See that? Mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. Come to her. 7:00 for Pause for Power as we walk through the book of Genesis. Covenant Keepers. Anything?
Covenant Keepers, as of this minute, 11:25 a.m. on Tuesday, November 3rd, we are still on for Friday. So if you would like to be a part, Friday hayride and bonfire at Springdale Farms, please reach out to me so I can give you information. You can make your payment to the church's PayPal account, or you can Cash App myself or Pastor Freeman, and just keep alert.
Line what it's for.
Oh, if it's $38, it's for Covenant Keepers. Even if it ain't, it is.
What if they send $68?
Then that's not. It's
Covenant Keepers and lunch.
No. So come on, we're gonna have a good time, socially distanced outdoors. Fun. I don't know that you can be any more safe than that than just at home, but I think we're all right.
Yeah.
I think we're all right. Socially distanced, outdoors, fun by the bonfire. Got some s'mores. Thank you, Sister Joyner. She provided our s'mores for us and some other little treats. So come on out. Shoot me an email, call me, and we'll talk about it.
All righty. All right, everybody, we going. Remember this. We love you.
And you can't do a thing about it.
All right, Grace.